Welcome to Movie Recap World. Today we're diving into the first episode of The Elite, a thrilling series that follows a group of talented teens who receive scholarships to attend one of the most exclusive schools in Spain, where they don't seem to be welcomed. What will you do if the blood of your murdered friend was in your hand and you were asked questions by the police? You have to panic, right? The episode opens with a teenager in school uniform looking dazed and with blood all over his face. His name is Samuel and he's being interrogated for the events we saw earlier. The detective assures him that everything will be all right. 4 months ago, Samuel's school collapsed, and to save their reputation, the construction company gave away scholarships to 3 students, one of whom was Samuel. Samuel, Christian, and Nadia are now enrolled in a top school called Las Encinas. On their first day at school, Christian quickly and unintentionally establishes himself as the class clown, trying to fit in with the cool students. Nadia is more of an achiever and her studious nature seems not to go well with other students. Samuel is more reserved than others, and the class bully Guzman quickly starts to make fun of him. A girl named Marina later talks to Samuel, and when they're quietly enjoying each other's company, Guzman and his lackey come to tease them. Turns out Marina is Guzman's sister, so he warns Samuel not to be around her. Nadia too has a rough start, as she gets told she's not allowed to wear a hijab at school. Despite her saying that her hijab is not an accessory she wears for fun, the teachers and principal of the school tell her that she has to follow the rules or else she could get expelled. Meanwhile, Christian is desperate to get along with the cool group, but Guzman makes it clear to him that he's not going to be part of his group. After school, Samuel goes home to find his older brother Nano, who has just gotten out of prison. Meanwhile, Marina's parents are planning a coming-of-age party for her, which she isn't very enthusiastic about. During the planning, Marina's father, Ventura, suggests they invite the new students as well, which Guzman isn't fond of. But since it's Marina's party, she's the one who decides. Next day, Nadia gets her hijab off to attend the school. Samuel then gets invited to Marina's party, while Nadia catches Guzman and his girlfriend Lucrecia having sex in the school's bathroom. After Lucrecia notices Nadia, she quickly runs away from the scene. In a bid to get in Nadia's good side and keep her from talking, Guzman invites her to Marina's party, which she gladly declines. As per Christian, he gets pranked when some of the students steal his uniform while he's showering. But Christian decides to play along and walks in the hallway without any shame to find his uniform. In the locker room, Christian's stash of weed falls out of his jacket, and a guy named Ander helps keep it hidden from the teacher. This starts a new friendship between Christian and Ander, who is also an outcast in the school and doesn't have many friends. In exchange for helping him out, Christian gets Ander in contact with his weed dealer named Omar, who happens to be Nadia's brother. Later that evening, Christian meets Nano and welcomes him back cheerfully. They start drinking, and after a while, Nano expresses that he's still angry about the school building collapsing. After Christian passes out, Nano takes Samuel to the construction company's owner's house and vandalizes with spray paint, much to Samuel's protest. Meanwhile, Ander is at home, where he starts smoking the weed he bought earlier, and turns out Ander is gay and he sets up his Grindr account. In present time, we see that both Christian and Nadia are being questioned in relation to the event we saw earlier with Samuel, where he was covered in blood. Back to the past, Marina personally invites Nadia to her party, and she has no problem with her wearing her hijab. This touches Nadia, who then decides to go to the party. Elsewhere, Christian really wants to go to the party and wants Ander to hook him up. However, Ander then makes it clear that he isn't as rich as the other students, and the only reason he's in the school is because his father is the principal. Anyway, since Christian really wants to see that party, Ander agrees to take him. That night, Samuel and Nadia go to the party where Samuel realizes that it's the same house his brother vandalized last night. Anyway, after meeting Christian, they all head inside the party, much to Guzman's displeasure. At the party, Christian quickly gets acquainted with a classmate named Carla, while Ander starts to enjoy his drinks. Meanwhile, Marina introduces Samuel to her father Ventura, who Samuel quickly recognizes as the owner of the construction company, who got him and his friends the scholarships. As for Nadia, she gets into an argument with Lucrecia over the hijab and some other things. Angered by Nadia, Lucrecia asks Guzman to seduce Nadia and break her self-esteem. Ventura, on the other hand, finds Samuel alone and confronts him with the security footage which shows him and his brother spraying painting on Ventura's home. Samuel then gets blackmailed into taking pictures with Ventura, which will then help image following the controversy of the school building collapsing. Samuel doesn't want to do it, but in order to save his brother from going to jail, he agrees to Ventura's demands. After seeing Samuel and the others take pictures with her father, who's only interested in the PR, Marina gets disappointed at Samuel for selling himself off, not knowing the real reason behind it. Meanwhile, Lou's boyfriend has a sick plan for Christian. He makes Carla seduce Christian and make him follow her into a bedroom. After taking off their clothes, Christian and Carla get intimate while Polo secretly watches them and enjoys the view. Ander then gets a match on Grindr and decides to meet up. But when he meets the guy, it turns out to be Omar, who quickly runs away. Meanwhile, Marina confronts her father about his ulterior motive in inviting Samuel and his friends. During the discussion, we find out that the family is really uncomfortable about something which Marina tells him not to be. Turns out, Marina had fallen in love with a boy named Pablo, who had infected her with HIV positive. After the party, Polo thanks Carla for letting him live his fantasy, but it seems Carla is getting more interested towards Christian. Just then, Nano arrives to pick up Samuel. He sees Guzman calling out Samuel for vandalizing his house. Nano gets angry and punches Guzman before taking Samuel away. Afraid that Guzman might get Samuel expelled from the school, Nadia warns Guzman that if he gets Samuel expelled, she will tell the principal about what she saw at school involving Lucrecia and Guzman. Guzman then agrees not to get Samuel expelled and then starts to flirt with Nadia, who ignores his approach and walks home. Next day, Marina goes to meet Samuel to tell him not to worry about Guzman, but there she meets Nano and finds out it was him who vandalized her house. A short conversation sparks a little sexual tension between the two, and Marina leaves after leaving her message for Samuel. Now back to the scene which we started from. We see Samuel with blood all over him and a police force investigating the crime scene. The blood we saw on Samuel's hands turns out to be Marina's. Thanks for watching our recap of The Elite, Episode 1. Who do you think might be responsible for Marina's death and why? Will the killer strike again? We can't wait to find out in the next episode. If you enjoyed this recap, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more. And be sure to let us know your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'll see you soon on Movie Recap World.